Hey guys, it's me, Christy. Video number 4 for week 3. How's it going? You've been sticking with me for a while now. You're probably tired of hearing my voice. Hopefully this is the last video. So in video 3, if you haven't watched the first 3 videos, don't start here. Watch the first 3, get your answers for those questions, and then come back to this one. So I just got done talking about the driving question, right? So again, it's what needs to go into consideration to create an environmentally sustainable business. This quarter, you're going to come up with your own business plan and make important decisions about how your business will impact the environment. So before we get into a little bit more about the project, let's review what sustainability is and what the word sustainable means. So up here it says the quality of not being harmful to the environment, not depleting natural resources, and supporting long-term ecological balance. Well, it's a lot of heavy vocabulary. I just like to break it down into Christy talk, right? So I have these like 4 checkpoints. So if you can check them all off, you know something is sustainable. So something that's not harmful to the environment. Okay, makes sense. If something is not harmful, it's sustainable. Something that does not involve using up all or the majority of the world's natural resources. Okay, that makes something sustainable. Something that makes it so that life can continue peacefully on Earth for many generations. And lastly, something that creates environmental balance so that humans are not abusing more than other species. So let's take an example of something that is not sustainable, like coal. Burning coal, not very sustainable. So if you go through coal with these 4 checkpoints, something that is not harmful to the environment. Ooh, coal, definitely harmful. Definitely harmful for many reasons. I'm not going to get into all of them, but you can X that one. Something that does not involve using up all or the majority of the world's natural resources. Well, coal is non-renewable. So that means if we keep on using it, we will run out. So X that one. Something that makes it so that life can continue peacefully on Earth for many generations. Well, we keep using coal and we don't have a way to switch from coal to something else. It's not going to be very peaceful, I don't think. That's going to be pretty tough if we run out one day. And something that creates environmental balance so that humans aren't using or abusing resources on Earth. Again, I would say coal doesn't qualify for any of these, which is why we consider it to be not sustainable, right? So sustainability is just the process of making the world a more sustainable place. So if you're a business owner, many of the decisions you make on a daily basis will impact either your local environment, like your ecosystem, or the global environment. I mean, so the amount of water your business uses, that impacts the global environment, that impacts the local environment, right? If you put out pollution into the water in your community, that affects the local environment. How much CO2 your business releases every year, that impacts the global environment in a lot of ways, because you're contributing to climate change and global warming. So the everyday decisions that a business owner makes definitely affect the environment. Okay, I've already said some of this. I'm going to say it again. So by the end of the quarter, you're going to have created a business plan, and you're going to illustrate to me how you plan to sustainably operate a business of your choice. This week, you're going to turn a couple things in to me. I'm going to go over this later. I don't want to go over this right this second. I'll go over this later. Okay, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to go to my Google Doc. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Maybe my computer lets me. All right, we did all of this. We've already done that. Pat yourself on the back. Woo-hoo. Okay. All right. Question 11. Last question. Oh no, we've actually already discussed that one too. So we're officially on the second part of the assignment for this week. Excellent job. Question 1 for part 2. What is the driving question for your project this quarter? Find that right on the slides. You got it. Question 2. What's the definition of sustainable? Found on slide 3. So if I go back here to slide 3, bam, sustainable. I'm looking for the definition from here to here, folks. Okay. Going back. Question 3, what's an example of a business being sustainable? I want to hear what you think about this. I talked a lot about examples of businesses not being sustainable, so maybe you can think the opposite of some of the things I said. I want to hear a way that a business can be sustainable. Question 4, what's one example of a business affecting global or world environment, the global environment in a negative way? I just went over that a few minutes ago. I even said the word global. Hopefully you caught it. If you didn't, look it up. One way a business can contribute to global environmental problems. I bet you'll find a couple interesting things out there. Why is this being rude? Okay, there we go. Question 5 involves filling out this table. Okay. Well, no, I'm sorry. We're going to fill out this table. So if I'm a student, I'm going to be doing all of my writing in these boxes down here, right? So you're coming up with the name of your business. Before you do that, I would figure out what you're going to sell, right? Or what your business is going to be, what product you're bringing to the people. It could also be a service. I'm okay with this. You just want to ask me. Some services will be like, it'll be too hard to do this project. So I think it's going to be easier for you guys if you sell product, a specific thing. It could also be a business that already exists, like a Dutch Brothers. It could also be something you come up with. I really don't care. So you're coming up with what you're going to sell, name of your business. You're going to identify yourself as either being human-centered, life-centered, or earth-centered, right? Go back to the notes if you're confused by that, and I want you to tell me what you think you are. I labeled myself as something. I want you to label yourself as something. And then, once you've figured out kind of where you're at, describe one example of how you fit into that way of thinking. So for me, I look at the environmental impact statement of most things I buy, but I still buy some things that I know aren't good for the environment. So I can't say I'm 100% earth-centered, right? Also, the lights that are on in my house right now, I really don't know where the electricity is coming from. I haven't signed up for 100% renewable energy. I know that, right? So again, things that make one example of why you are either human-centered, life-centered, or earth-centered. So again, you're going to write your answers in this box, in these boxes down here, right? Question 5. Okay, we're going to stop here. We're going to go back to our notes. Bam, bam, bam. Okay. This quarter, you're learning about 3 environmental worldview models. You finally know what environmental worldview model means. We know that it involves thinking in terms of how you are. Do you care about just humans? Do you care just about yourself? Do you care about animals? Do you care about life? Do you care about all the biotic and abiotic factors in a given environment? What do you care about, right? We know that worldview models take all these thoughts into consideration. Now we're going to actually learn a little bit more about the models. So the first one we're going to talk about is the Planetary Management Worldview Model. The name, I don't like it because it doesn't really help you remember anything about it, to be honest. The first thing I want to say is that this is a human-centered model. This is for people who don't really think much about the environment other than how it can affect or help or contribute to them in some way, shape, or form. So people who have this mindset believe that people are separate than animals and the rest of the planet. We are different. We are not one. We are totally separate. People are not only separate, but they're able to control all other life and all other natural resources. Not only be able to control it, but benefit from it, maybe in terms of monies. Right? It means we can sell things and make a buck. According to this view, humans are the planet's most important and dominant species. We're stronger than everybody else. And we can and should manage the Earth and all the living organisms on the Earth for our own benefit. Because we're more powerful than everything else. To them. That's right, I just did that. The values of other species and parts of nature are only values because they're useful to us. So that means things that aren't useful to humans have no value. If they can be used, we should use them. These people believe that humans will keep coming up with technological advancements that will make it so that we will never run out of natural resources like coal and oil. We can just keep using these non-renewables because we're going to figure it out because we're smart like that. So this is the Planetary Management Worldview Model. It's human-centered. It's human-centered. You can certainly pick this model to operate your business. I will not be upset with you. But know that, some of the things I teach you may not be aligned with the way you operate your business, right? This obviously isn't the most sustainable choice. Alright, next. Oops.